All right, so December 2nd, gonna be a section video here real quick. I want to get this Excel workbook out. This will be the one that I've been talking about for a couple months, where I've combined several different investing in cryptocurrency types of tracking through several different sheets. And I've kind of combined them all to the one that I'm currently using. There's a possibility that I'll extract out of this workbook each sheet unto itself. But for now, I just want to kind of deliver it out there as the final one for the year, once and for all, that I'll be using for the foreseeable future. So I wanted to share that with everybody. Of course, you can download it free at luxitam.com, which is the website where I put up any of the assets that I create for people coming into the crypto space to get for free. So let's take a look at it. All right, so what we have here at the beginning, and bear with me, I'm going to have to pump up and reduce down and move around the sheets to make it visible for the video. So I got to kind of increase the size so it's actually seen. All right, so these are data validation lists, nothing more than whenever you see for instance, a drop down. Let's say like right here, you can see that this has got a little arrow attached. You drop down and you can make choices. All I do is I build those lists here, and I kind of name them so they're editable by the user for future additions, or take away the ones here you don't need. Everything in here is dummy data, so you can do with it whatever you want, really. Let me go here and see what we got. So the only notes I have here is obviously these are the data validation lists. All the formulas that I use here are transparent. Just click into the formula, the cell with a formula, and you will see the math logic I use to get auto-populated data into the cells throughout this workbook. The tab portfolio positions, which will be down here. These are worksheets within a workbook. Those that aren't familiar with Excel, those that are, they enter your current balances and the average spend for those coins. These cells are blank right now, so fill in any coins, OG balances, originals, and then the portfolio positions. Again, you can add and delete coins that you do not have or need to add. I left dummy data in there for this to work. So portfolio positions, if you will, what I'm talking about here. And as I get to each sheet, I'll pump them up a little bit. You can see this portfolio is not automated in terms of coin balances or coin prices. It's a holder of information that you must manually input the related data. Over other sheets I've done where I've done auto retrievals and all that kind of stuff, I left all that out this time. So what this is I put in a bunch of dummy data of coins just to show how this thing works. And then you would put in here, let's say that when we get to this point, you'll have whatever data is listed here will be updated on this sheet by your transactions over here. So this coin list in portfolio transactions, let me pump it up because we're going to have to be back here in a minute anyway. So any of the coins that are here and here, they have to be the same. You have to keep adding them as you go through time. You got to keep adding them, keep adding them, keep adding them. Same with here. You got to keep adding them. So one for one. Every time you add a coin that you are transacting in for the first time, you have to also add it here so that it all matches up. That's some of the manual that I'm talking about. Okay, so we'll get back to that. So starting back over here, these are just some quick notes. I may add a couple more notes. But here we go with the actual sheets that I use to explain kind of what's going on here. And I hope that's big enough. So let me see if I can go one more big. Yeah, 120 works. Okay, so we're going to go 120. We're going to go 120. We're going to go there, 120. And then we're going to go 120. It seems to always be the good number to use to kind of pump it up enough for people to see. This is kind of an amalgamation of every single thing that I've ever done, worked into now this is what I use to track all of my different types of transactions in crypto, et cetera, et cetera. So we have everything at 120. We'll keep it moving. All right, so let's see here. Let's go one click over. There we go. So there's nothing over there. These are totals of this sheet only. And I did reference this, and I did do a little bit of this before, but now that it's all complete, I'm just going to run through it straight through. And this video is already 5 minutes long. It's probably going to go for at least another 5 minutes, if not 7. So bear with me. From left to right, each row, each one of these rows is its own transaction on the 25%, the 50%, the 75%, and the 100%. Each row is its own unique transaction, okay? This is per transaction. The difference in the 4 blue sheets down here at the bottom, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, is the increase in the scalping that I'm looking to do on a price movement. So if I'm going to on this, and for this one, it's the same on this 50, 75, and 100. So 1/1/2021, and I know I've done this before, but hopefully people. So here's Coinbase. All right. So we go to Coinbase, and then I'm going to do a drop down, and we're going to pick a coin, and this time we'll pick like Matic, and I'm going to buy 1,000 tokens of Matic. The price is $1.75, let's just say, and I paid no fees because I got lucky. So now I've told myself the rule is 25%, 25%. Click in this box right here. Go up here. You'll see it's times 0.25. The reason why you see it twice is because I'm making sure that as the formula goes down, you don't see a whole bunch of zeros. So I eliminate that with an if statement. If this equals 0, don't show anything, which is these little quotes right here. But if it does say something, then give me the answer to the problem, which right here, once data gets filled in, then we get a number. If there's no data filled in, you have a blank spot. Even though, see, I clicked the blank spot, there's still a formula here waiting for information to come into it. So there's that. But I leave everything open for you to do with it whatever you want. So $2.19 would be a 25% hike in price from when I bought it at $1.75. And according to this rule, on this date, which is the next day, let's say, I'm at Coinbase, of course. And then, of course, this auto-populated from here because it's a 1-for-1. And we're going to get rid of all the coins. I could even actually have that formulaically auto-populated waiting, but whatever. So you know 1,000 are going to be sold at the price, boom, that you're going to try to hit. Boom, you're out $21.87. You were in for $17.50. And you have $437.50 in profit if you were to have done this transaction with this rule, okay? And just to show, you know, obviously, you know, we don't need to just keep doing that, but, you know, let's say you go ahead and get some Matic and you bought 1,000 tokens and it was $1.75 and you're waiting for the price to go up 50%, and then you come over here and you sell 1,000 tokens at that price. You're going to have more money this time because you let it double. So you're waiting longer and a higher price point to sell the 1,000 tokens against what you paid for it. You're waiting for this price to jump up 50% from itself, which would be $2.63, auto-calculated for you. Boom, it shows you what your cash out's going to be, which in fact it is when you do the transaction to get rid of them. And there's your profit of $8.75. Okay, and so on with the 75%, and so on with the 100%. No matter what token you buy, no matter what price the token is, you're waiting for the rule that you set up. I preset it at 25, 50, 75, 100. You could do 33, 40, 48, 52. You could do whatever you want. You just have to go into the formula and change the multiplier of the percentage rate. You just have to adjust that in the formula. That's why I leave the formulas open. And if anyone needs any help with how to do that, literally, specifically, I could do a 30-second video. I could show you right now. It's that easy. You just click right here in this box right here, okay? This is the only box that you would ever have to adjust, and you would have to drag this handle down to fill in the blanks here. But what you would do is you'd say, I want it to be 80%. So you click here, you come up here, instead of J6 times 1, which is 100%, you would say 0.80. Okay, do you see that right there? I would say 0.80, and then you would do the same thing right here. Okay, so you would change this one right here and change this one right here to 0.80. I'm not going to, but there you go. That's where you make the adjustment on your percentages, whatever number it is you want. So this is, okay, so this is happening. You got 25%, you made a deal. And let's say you have another one opened up and you're waiting. That's fine. You closed out a 50% deal. Price went up 50%, you made your money. Okay, 75, you got nothing going, you got nothing going. Money is accumulating right here. Okay, we're going to get to this sheet in a second, but money is accumulating right here. If you take the total of this $437, and of course over here you're seeing an accumulation of everything that's ever happened on this sheet, row by row, deal by deal. And then, of course, this is accumulating just this sheet, row by row, deal by deal, and the same here and the same here. But if you were to take this number, 875 plus 437, that's going to equal $1,312 because this box is summing, if you look at the formula up here, it's summing the totals from each sheet down here, including just 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see right here, I give a little thing from the 25%, the 50%, the 75%, and the 100%, and then the Forex only sheet, which is next right here. This is totally different. I've done a video about this also, but this is where the money accumulates is up here. So that's being added to this. So the fifth one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 blue sheet totals of all profits only. And the fifth sheet, the Forex only sheet, which is right here, are all accumulating into this pile, which I then dump down into this filter and say 25% of this total profit that I've made on anything I've done back here on these sheets goes here, 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 and those monies move to the next sheets, which are here, 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 here. So that's how we do it. Okay, so everything's moving left to right. It's the first 5 sheets are accumulating to the move money, and then the move money are going to be moved to the next 4 sheets. As you see here on the workbook, everything's moving left to right. Okay, in my theory, in my way of doing things. Okay, so on the Forex sheet, it's really simple. You only fill out this box right here, the date, the exchange, and what you need to know is that this is a very strict, extremely strict rule that I have, which is, if you look at this right here, if I fill in the buy number, which is right here, this buy price, then the buy number is figured out as to how many coins at that price is equal to the box invest number. So this invest number right here, if I know I need to invest $200 and I need to spend $200, no matter what the price of the token is, this system will figure out how many of its coins do I need to buy. Just does the division for you. So if I say, look, the price of the coin is $23, and I just click anywhere in here, boom, it's going to spend the $200 for me by telling me in this colored box that 8.7 tokens times $23 equals $200. So this is going to tell me, go back to Coinbase and buy that many tokens with your $200 rule, and you'll have spent $200. So this is just figuring out for you, and this, of course, just automatically populates because that's exactly what you're going to sell, but the whole thing here is, again, price action at 4x every time. So what you're doing here, okay, is, and again, let's say, the price of the coin was $2, okay, so I know I'm going to have to buy 50 tokens, and then I'm going to sell 50 tokens, and once I do, $200 of the profit of $400. So I spent $100. I wait for the price of the coin, the sell price of the coin, to always 4x from itself until I can sell it. Boom, when it does, bang, $8, sell everything. I have $200 to go here, and I got $200 to move up in here, which eventually flows into here. So I'm making sure I have my money for the next move, and then I have the money going here to go invest in other places. So once this happens and I buy a coin that's $23 because it's the coin that I think is going to go up 4x before anything else, because I'm not married to the token or any particular project. I just have analytics that tells me, oh, this one's going to go up 4x next. This is the one I'm going to buy. I can care less what the price is, but my system here will tell me how many of its tokens do I need to buy, because everything's different prices unless you're buying stable coins. So, and they don't go up or down, so that wouldn't work. That's for in a minute. So here we go. Boom. That's working. Then, of course, you've got your $400 goes to move money, and $400 goes here, and so on, and so on. And when you get down to about the second row at the end of it, right here, you're investing $204,800 on one token, regardless of its price. and you're saying, I want it to 4X, and it's already telling you, if you look over here, it's already telling you when you get to this box and you buy what, I don't care what token you buy at what price, it will tell you how many you need to buy to spend this amount of money. And once you do that, you're waiting for the price of the token to be 4 times whatever it was you bought it for. And when you do sell it, you're going to have 4 times the amount of this money you invested, which is $819,200. If you have enough balls to go ahead and put down 200 grand on one move like that, then God bless you and do what you do. I'm just putting all of these boxes here 3-4 rows down just to show how the process works, and you can go as long as you want. I don't think anyone would go past the last box, which is down here, which is literally billions of dollars at the end of the day. No. I'm not doing that. But we all understand what's going on here. So I'm looking to maybe get down to this third row, maybe, hopefully, God willing. So anyway, you see the process here. This is just hopscotching your 4X move. You're investing 100. The price is going to go up 4X. You're going to sell your money, split it in half, move 200 of it or 50% of it to something that you control, and you're going to take the other 50% and you're going to go to the next stage. So not only is this a 4X move on the price point every single time, it's also a doubling as you go down the road of your investment amount, and you can't break that cycle or the whole system gets thrown off. So the next purchase of a 4X move has to be twice as much as you spent last time in order for you to not only progress and compound at the same time, but to continue to have enough money to split that profit in half, 4X your money. So 2X of it is going back into the doubling of your investment there, hence the 2X, and 2X of it is going into the move money stage where you realize a nice chunk of profits to go play with. There you go. That's what this sheet does. Only fill in the cells per box that are blank, which would be this, 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 and this, and of course this. If it's got a number in it or a color, you don't fill it out, and obviously you don't fill out the total. Do not fill in the pink or purple cells, which are these. They all, you just saw, they auto-populate. Now, let's move to this one, move money. Again, you see what's coming in. It's going here, and you see how it's getting distributed equally by 25% to the move to stake, which is right here, move to farm, which is right here, move to cash, which is right here, move to transactions, which is right here, and then the last one we'll get to is your actual overall portfolio of holdings. So these 4 move to the next 4. So we have the first 5 sheets of transactions are accumulating all of the profit scraping into this move money sheet, and from the move money sheet we redistribute that money to the last 4 sheets of the sheet of the workbook, which are stable coins, farms, cash, and transactions. So now we have some liquidity to play with. What do we do with that? We've created liquidity with over here. Now we're going to go move our liquidity around and even go compound it further. So we go to stable coins. Now this one was, somebody had asked me, could you ever do this? And I'm like, well, I don't know. So I've kind of cobbled together a whole bunch out there. There's a sheet that people use to track their Wonderland time token investments, which is kind of a new hotbed thing right now. I took parts of that, parts of myself, and kind of slammed it together and came up with this. And I like the way I put this down for myself. I hope it works for other people. So in here is where I say, all right, and these are going to be stable coins only. I'm never going to stake fluctuating price coins. I'm just personally not going to. I'm going to stake stable tokens for now until that gets to be a thing with regulations and whatnot, but we'll see what happens. So you go to an Aave, okay, and you're on the Polygon network in your MetaMask, or you're on the Ethereum network in your MetaMask. I'm going to go over and use a protocol. I don't care if it's BlockFi, Celsius, Crypto.com. I don't care where you are or what it could be at Coinbase, whoever has stablecoin staking capabilities. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, I'm going to stake 1,000 tokens of USDC. Let's just use this as an example. I'm not, so we're just going to play with it a little bit just to show how this works. I just put that in there, and all of a sudden I have a number that's here, a start stake. None of this will get filled out, and an amount staked, and it's going month by month by month by month. Notice the months are pre-filled. This is a 12-month cycle that I'm going to play with. Now, the coin price, of course, is $1 because they're always $1, and that's what it is. Now, I don't have any information here because nothing's happened yet. So did I add any money to the stake? Did I invest any? Well, of course, the first month I'm just doing my initial stake, and so I have 1,000. And my month-end balance, and this right here, the light-colored cells are what you fill out. Okay, this is for USDT over here. This box is for USDC. This box is for USDT. That's it. So I'm just going to do the USDC one. It's exactly the same over here for USDT. The only difference would be whatever the program you're using tells you which stablecoin has a higher or lower interest rate that you want to choose to invest in. That's your choice. That's why I put both of them up there. Exact same sheet. So I would say, okay, I'm good. My month-end balance, let's say I was getting 10% on my money. So I would say, I check my balance over at Aave, and whatever it tells me, because this is a light-colored cell on my sheet here, I have to fill it in myself. It's not auto. It's not going to do it for me. So I say, okay, I ended the month of December 2021 with 1,100 tokens. Okay, bang. Now everything fills in. What just happened? What just happened was, I got to pump this up even a little bit more so you can see it. Let me do this. Hopefully this is better. There we go. So I start here. Blue boxes, fill them in. Blue boxes, you'll fill them in. These darker gray boxes, you don't. Light gray, you do. Light gray, you do. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 areas where you can fill in on this sheet. This is the initial fill-in. This is the month-to-month fill-in, month-to-month fill-in. Everything else auto-populates. So what happened was I staked $1,000 because I said so right here, and this is the start stake, boom. So the start stake was 1,000 coins at $1 per coin. I invested $1,000 in USDC on Aave, and I moved my coins there, made an investment of staking $1,000 worth of my 1,000 coins on there. The price is always going to be $1. And so what happened was, going left to right on this month, at the end of the month, I had more than 1,000 tokens because I staked them. And over 30 days, let's just say I got 10% on my tokens. And I ended the month with 1,100 tokens. Now, there's 31 days in that particular month. And so that means that my return on investment in coins was obviously 100 coins. And obviously, I have return on investment in days. So you take the 100 divided by the days of the month. I was earning 3.23 tokens a day. I have $100 in return on my investment because it's the 100 coins times $1. So I made $100. And my return on investment was a 10% return on investment. And my average percentage per day was 0.32. So I'm just showing you information about what you're getting for what you're doing. You can use that information however you want strategically. Also, what happens here automatically is whatever this month-end balance was, this sheet that I've built will automatically take it and roll it to the next month's start date. So there's the compounding. I'm forcing the balance that was a growth in coins by 100. I'm taking that 100, adding it to the 1,000 that I initially staked, and saying now all 1,100 coins are starting my next month. Not 1,000. Now I'm starting with 1,100, so I'm earning that 10% interest on 1,100 tokens, not 1,000 tokens. So you would obviously, at the end of the month, realize a gain of 10% of 1,100. So you can do it. This will never be exact because actually USDC is like 8.8%, 7.2%. Sometimes it can drop to 3.3%. Sometimes it can shoot to 21%. So I leave it alone. I don't mess with it. So generally speaking, let's say I made another $120 this month. So I would say I have $1,220. That was the ending balance that was shown to me on my DeFi ledger, if you will, and I just enter it in here, and this will all do the math for me. So I gained 11% this month. My sheet's telling me what I gained. I'm not telling the sheet what I gained. I'm letting it tell me based on factual, actual end of month numbers. At midnight on the last day of the month, I'm going to go get a snapshot of how many coins do I now have in my stake, and it was 1,220. And I'm like, oh wow, I started with 1,000, then I had 1,100, now I have 1,220. And you can see that right here, we're rolling that 1,220 down to the third month, starting with a now higher balance. 10% of that's going to be 122, but let's say it was, 130 because we got lucky or something like that. So now, 1,220 and 130 is going to be $1,350. So let's just say I have $1,350. Okay, boom, I made another 11% this month. You can see what's happening. Now I roll the money here. It just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. If you start doing this with thousands of dollars, like $10,000 initial stake, and you're making that kind of money month over month, do you see where things start to compound? I mean, you end up with, 100 grand after the first year. It gets ridiculous because it's compounding on top of you not touching it and pulling anything out. So, but you can if you want to, if you need it or whatever, and that's what this is whole for. Now, let's say this month right here, I'm going to gain 150 coins. That's just what the interest rate did for me. But before that, let's say in the middle of the month, I said, you know what? I went over here and made a whole bunch of money on one of my trades. I'm going to add to my own stake over here 10,000 tokens. So $10,000 worth of USC. I'm just going to dump it on top of my thing and speed up how much money I'm making in my stake. So we'll just add that in there. So now my balance staked is 11,350. And let's just say that I did that on the second day of the month, right? Well, I got 29. Well, in this month, I have 29 days left to earn 10% of this number because I came in here and added my own money to it to increase it I wanted to pump it. So now I made $1,200. So let's say I end the month with, let's just say 13,000. And I went up 15%, that shot up USDC. So what just happened was I took my end balance plus my initial balance, all of its growth and whatever I'm adding to it, and it just keeps stacking, and this sheet will continue to track it for you, but it'll continue to separate out the difference between what have you pumped into it and what have you earned. Because if you look over here, my return on investment is only 1,650 tokens, even though I added 10,000 tokens. This will not take into account what I added. It will only always take into account how many tokens did I earn off of how much I've staked. So if you looked at it, I'm gaining 100, 120, 130 because I'm getting 10, 11% on 1,000, 1,100, 1,200. As soon as I pumped that jack up to 11,350 tokens, then I was earning 1,650 tokens per month. So now you start to see what's happening. If you're getting that kind of a percentage, you can see that big, huge stake amount gets a lot more tokens. Obviously, that's just simple math. But what I wanted to make sure that happened was a separation between, I want to see when I add money, what's my total stake, but I only want to know what I'm returning on what I'm not putting in myself on the actual amount staked, which is the totality of everything. Previous compounding, my added money, the initial stake, I don't care what it is, just show me how many tokens I'm making on what's staked. Keep it separate. And I did that. I wanted to see it for myself so that I can make some decisions based on, oh, wow, I'm making $50 a day. I'm doing this, whatever. All the while that this is happening, if you come over here at the very, very top, you'll see that it's also separating it out by saying, this is what I've invested. So if you take the 10,000 plus the 1,000 of my initial stake, I've put in this much. How much return on investment have I had? Add all these tokens up right here, or all these numbers of coins times $1. I've gained 2,000. So I've gained 2,000. So my average return on investment is 12%. My total coins in ROI is 2,000. So everything is separated out, keeping track of what should be kept track of, so you can see the health of your stake versus, let's say, another opportunity. The only other thing I'm going to add, and let's just use Aave as an example. When you stake like a USDC, they will sometimes give you a reward token. And in particular, if you're on Aave on the Polygon network, they will give you Matic tokens for free at like 3.23% of whatever you're staking, and they figure it out. So you can come in here and say reward is, wrapped Matic, let's just say. And then you have the amount that you claim. It'll show you have a little box that says claim your tokens. You click it and claim it, and then it'll keep a balance for you. And however many, and you don't want to claim often because it costs gas fees. And on Matic, that's not going to cost you but a couple cents. But wait until you have a balance of 10 or 20 of them, and then pull them out so you pay a penny on 20 tokens or whatever. So say I've claimed 20 tokens and the price of Matic is $1.75. And now it shows me that I've also made an extra $35 just on doing nothing but staking with them. They're giving me free tokens, and I'm tracking that as well. So that takes care of the staking sheet. On farms, it's a little bit different. This is something I'm not going to do this year. I need to look into this and see how this shakes out. But I put this in here just in case. So you can name your farm what the pair is and name the coins and then put the symbol. And let's say you're going to go, on the pancake swap and you're going to go BNB and you're going to put 100 of those in there. And the price of those coins are $600. And then the symbol that you're going to go for is cake. You're going to try to get some cake out of this, right? Pancake swaps coin. So you're going to get cake, and the number of coins you're going to put in is, let's say, 1,000 coins, and the price of that is, let's say, $60. I don't know. I don't care. So I'm just trying to show you the value, the total farmed, and all this kind of stuff, and then the total value. So you can put this, your symbol in here. How many have you claimed? And let's say you're pulling out of this whatever coin it is you're trying to pull out of it, and then you have your total price, and then your token price, and then it'll give you a total. I haven't fleshed this out. I just put this here as a placeholder for everybody to use. If you're into farming and you want to track it with an Excel sheet, good luck. But I mean, this is as close as it gets. And that may be something that can be further discussed down the road. I'm not even going to use this right now, to be honest with you. I just wanted to throw it in there because this is the degen level of investing when you get into farming and all that kind of stuff. So then what I have here is if you want to use it, you can put a date and where did you drain your money from? Let's say Coinbase, and how much did you pull out? Let's say $400, and you sent it to the bank. Let's say you have a goal of getting $1 million. Every time you go to a crypto account and you withdraw money out of crypto into cash and you want to store it in like a Bank of America, I'm just showing you a ledger here that's going to count down to $1 million. And when this amount of withdrawing from crypto into cash hits your mark, this will turn green. So if I was to put $1 million, 1,000,000, and I sent it to the bank, there it is. It's no longer red, and there it is. You're done. You made your goal. Bang, bang, you're done. I just put that in there for fun if you want to track what you're taking out of the crypto market into fiat for whatever reason. The last one is, and this video is already 30 minutes long. I apologize. This is a long one. Okay, but I'm getting it all out there, and we can chop it up later. So this is transactions traditional. Like let's say you go to move to money and you have your you want to put $470 into buying some Cardano and you want to go park it on your Trezor or your Ledger or your Exodus or your Coinbase account or whatever. You just want to go buy some tokens and hold them for 5 years. This is what this is for. So then you would come here and say, on this date at this exchange, I bought some, let's say Cardano, and I bought 1,000 tokens, and there you go. And this is just simply a ledger of transactions on this side, and this is just a balance of the coins on this side. And so the coin price, you're going to come in here and you're going to put whatever the price of the coin is, and you got, let's say Cardano is $2, okay? And you know that from the market. You can update this daily, and you'll just see your coin value of what you hold. Now you come over here, and the same thing. This right here is where you're going to show basically the overall total holdings of your coins. So if you had a position in Cardano to begin with, you would put it right here. And let's say you had 4,000 tokens of Cardano sitting in a Trezor somewhere or in your Coinbase account. Okay, let's just say you add that here. You're like, I'm going to update this. And my average cost, and you do the math on your own, was, let's say 23 cents because you bought it way time ago. So you've spent $920 to get these 4,000 tokens, and you enter this data in, and this will figure it out for you. This right here is going to show you any of the new purchases, which came from right here, and it's totaling it for you. So any transactions over here will accumulate per coin over here and take the total and move it over to this right here, which you can see right here, 1,000. I bought 1,000 tokens. It moved it into my portfolio. The 1,000 tokens was updated, plus the 4,000 that I had before. And this portfolio will show you that you now have 5,000 tokens. And then what I did, so let me just show it again real quick. You could come over here and select, let's say, Matic. And you bought 2,000 tokens of Matic. Okay, done. So it's going to come down here and find Matic. And you're going to see that it updated Matic. Okay. And then you come over here and you're going to see wherever I have Matic. Let's find it on here. Did I add it yet? I hope I did. Yes, I did. Polygon Matic right here. Okay. So there's the 2,000 tokens that I just bought right here, which is right here. I bought 2,000 tokens. I annotated in my ledger. It updates my balances and it transfers and copies it over to the overall portfolio, which is right here. And since I had no other ones from before, I simply have my 2,000 tokens that I now bought. Of course, if you started off with 7,000 tokens, you're going to now have 9,000 tokens. Boom, right there. It updates it for you. Blah, 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 blah. You can see what's going on here. Okay. Over on this side, ladder out goals. This is very personal to me. You can use it for what you want, but it's just a representation of, let's say you want to, when the price goes up 2x, 5x, 10x, 25x, 50x, 100x. So you're looking at long-term goals. And you're like, when Cardano's price gets to 46 cents, then I'm going to sell this amount, because these numbers are based off of whatever the price was of the average cost that you paid for them. So if I change this to $1, those numbers are going to change. Now you see that it's $2, because at an average cost of $1 for my 4,000 tokens and my additional ones right here, I don't even consider. I just let that ride in, is $2 based on twice this, 5 times this, 10 times this. And that's just for me to see, generally speaking, when am I in the ballpark of looking to cash out of some of my coins and realize some profits and move it to real estate or whatever I'm going to do. So that's what this does for you. So, oh boy. That was a long video. That's a long video. And I'm going to put it up and publish it today, which is Friday the 3rd? Yeah, December 3rd. I'm going to publish this video, put it up there for everyone to see. Anyone who sees this video that says, man, you ran through this too fast, you're the one who built it, so you understand it, so you're just talking really fast. I understand. I wanted to get it out there to have at least a cursory overview of the totality of the workbook. The ultimate workbook is what I'll call it, that I'm using. And I'm going left to right and back to left to right and left to right, just to keep things simple for me. I did build this because over the last year and a half, I've been trying to conquer the problem and solve the problem for myself only, of how come I don't have anything like this in totality under one roof. So I just kept building things until I got it to that point. I don't think I'm done. As you can see with my farms one, it's not good enough. So, but for the rest of 2021, I'm done. This was the last sheet I'm going to build this year. Any videos I do from here on out is going to be information-based and or a chopping up of this ultimate workbook sheet by sheet. You know, the blue sheets, the Forex sheet, the stablecoin sheet, the farm sheet, the cash sheet, the portfolio transaction sheet. I may do like separate videos for that are slowed down, shorter videos, but slowed down, 10-minute video on this one, 10-minute video on that one. I'll probably do that. I wanted to get this out there. I want to have it uploaded to the website, luxitam.com. I'm going to keep all the color schemes the way they were, so when you see it, it's what you see on the video. I'm not going to make any edits to this from here on out. I'm going to upload it. I'll call it the Ultimate Workbook, Ultimate Crypto Workbook 2021. Okay? And when you go to luxitam.com, click Tools. If you click the link in the video, it's going to send you direct to Tools. But if you get to Luxitam, Luxitam, Luxitam.com, then you can go to the menu item Tools. You click that. You're going to see a whole bunch of Excel sheets. Go all the way to the bottom. It'll be the last, most current one is always the last one at the bottom. I just keep moving them down. Okay, so the most current one's right there. This will be the Ultimate Crypto Workbook. We'll just call it that. And these sheets are all in there. They'll all be blank. You can, it's got dummy data in there so you can kind of see what's going on, and then just start playing with it and fidgeting with it. Always remember, you can just take a copy, download it off the website, put it on your computer, and then from there, kind of sit it over here and then make copies of it on your own computer. Test number 1, test number 2, test number 3, and just leave the OG right there. That's the name of the one you downloaded. And just play with it and wreck it and try to break it and futz with the formulas or change the colors or make the sizes the way you want or do whatever you want to do with it. That's why I leave it completely wide open, so anyone can edit it to their heart's content and do what they do. Anyone who's given me feedback, anyone who's made any comments, anyone who has asked any questions or gone into the comments and said anything, and there are people that have, I apologize for my lackadaisical responses, but there's reasons for that. that I won't even waste your time explaining right now. It's just that I do see them, I recognize it, and I'm coming up with a better system to follow next year because I'm new at this in terms of the social media response thing. So I appreciate you for sure. And I will be doing a better job of that back and forth next year. I realize that that's something I need to do because the channel is growing. I'm getting more comments, and it's going to, and I'm not doing this to grow the channel. I'm doing this to solve problems for people that are coming into crypto that don't otherwise have the answers. And we're at about a 1 to 2% of human population involved in crypto. And within 5 to 10 years, we're probably going to be at somewhere between 50 and 75% that are knee deep in crypto, and the rest of the world will just be adopting it as they do anything else. So hopefully these things are at least move. We can, with community help, we can move these to, I can move this from an Excel sheet to a digital platform and create a DApp. I can create a piece of software that will be freely downloaded and people can use, or whatever we're going to do in the future. Thank you for your comments. Thanks for watching the video. This is a 40-minute video, dear God. But I got it out there. Enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one.